Welcome to the Sideload, where we're collecting launchers like infinity stones. I'm your host, Will Sattelberg, and we have a very exciting episode today as we welcome Peter Huber onto the show. He is of Niagara Launcher, which if you have explored the Play Store at all over the past, 10 years now, you've probably seen among some of the most popular launchers on the Play Store. Peter himself has actually been on my list of prospective guests since the start of the show last year. And Niagara is celebrating its 10-year anniversary, so I could not think of a better time to finally have him on. We talk about the origins of Niagara. We talk about what it's like to maintain a launcher in 2026. A little bit on the partnership with the upcoming Clicks Communicator and so much more. It's a really fun conversation. Make sure you stick around to the end to learn all about 9 to 5 Google Pro, our brand new paid membership platform. It's all coming up after this message from our sponsor, NordVPN. You're probably already trying your best at online security. You don't repeat passwords, you're careful about where you log into your bank account, and anytime you get a weird email, you are always careful if there's a link involved. But if you aren't browsing the web with a VPN, you're missing out on a crucial layer of protection, and that's where NordVPN comes in. Without NordVPN, your IP address and browsing habits are an open book to your internet service provider and potential bad actors on public Wi-Fi. NordVPN helps fix that by encrypting your internet traffic so what you're doing isn't just floating around the network. With more than 9,000 VPN servers covering more than 188 locations, it's also built to stay fast, so you're not stuck choosing between security and a usable connection. And it comes with features that actually matter day to day. Threat protection helps block malicious sites and trackers, while a built-in kill switch helps prevent accidental leaks if your VPN connection drops. If you want to stop risking your data on public Wi-Fi, and trust me, you do, you can save 76% on a 2-year subscription, plus score 4 additional months for free just by going to nordvpn.com/9to5off and signing up for a 2-year subscription. That's nordvpn.com/9to5off to claim this offer. Thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this show. My guest today is somebody that if you are a launcher aficionado, you have most certainly at least seen his app on the Play Store, if not used it. I'm thrilled to welcome Niagara Launcher's Peter Huber to the show. Peter, how are you doing?
Thank you so much, for having me. And by the way, perfect pronunciation.
I'll take it. I that's more credit than I deserve, but I appreciate it. It's good to have you, man. It's Niagara has been my favorite third-party launcher for several years now. And you guys are still rocking. And this was kind of, you've been on my long-term list of people to get on the show because I knew you would be interesting to chat with. But
really?
It being the 10-year, oh yeah, absolutely. But it being the 10-year anniversary of Niagara makes it like the perfect chance. So it's for people who have not used Niagara Launcher, tell me a little bit about what that overall experience is like.
Oh yeah, that's a great question. I think like to be honest, we still struggle with explaining that. we have regular discussions in our team, because the concept of a launcher or home screen is, I think it's not that easy to understand if you're not into tech or something like that.
Yeah.
So, for people who are not that much into tech, I would describe it as a very, very lightweight, kind of like an operating system in the sense. It's of course it's not an operating system, but it's something else like an app. It replaces your home screen, and it's super minimal. And the idea is to basically give your phone an upgrade, to make it more productive, or that you enjoy using your phones more and stuff like that. And for a techie, I would say it's more a minimalist launcher.
Yeah, it's kind of the perfect it's the perfect way to sort of streamline your phone experience. I guess Niagara is what I would say. It is very much focused on sort of I don't want to say hiding away stuff you maybe don't need, but a little bit sort of keeping it off to the side and being like, here are your, 8, 9 most used apps. Here's like a very useful widget on top, right? And we'll keep everything else, sort of in an app drawer, but sort of like a different type of app drawer. Like it works the same way, but it's a little more hidden. It's off to the side, right? It's literally like a scroll wheel. Truly, if you've not used Niagara, unless you were in the car, go grab it, go try it out, because I genuinely, there's not really another launcher that's quite like it, or that has the, it's such a refined experience. And I think that probably comes with 10 years of development on it, Peter. But that's a great transition. How do we get to this point with like, from where you start with Niagara in 2016 to what it is today?
Yeah, like in 2016, like if you want to hear the long story,
hit me. Let's do it.
Yeah. So basically, it was more like a side project, because before that, I was like into making games.
Okay.
And
like mobile games?
At first, like desktop games.
Okay, awesome.
But I didn't like finish any game. Like it was
Sure.
something.
Yeah.
Like it was more like, I saw a cool game, like I don't know, Star Wars Battlefront or something, and I tried to make it, and then I saw another cool game.
Yeah.
But I fiddled a bit around with Blender, and back in like 2013, I believe, it had a game engine built in, and then I experimented with Unreal Engine, like Unreal Engine 4 just came out, and that was pretty fun. And then at some actually fun fact, like I got really late into the whole smartphone game. Like for a very long time, I just had my flip phone, and like the first phone I've got was the used Samsung Galaxy S from my brother. Like S.
The first, S. There's no no suffix S.
Yeah. But even that, like it was like I was late to the party.
Okay, so you get your first phone. Mm-hmm. What is it that sort of leads you to, because the thing about Niagara, right, is I think as time has gone on, and you have seen it, especially over this past decade, you sort of have this, this feeling growing that people are like a little exhausted of their phones, right? And so and Niagara offers this sort of minimalist approach that I think feels really timely today, but you built it in 2016. So how did what was the germ of the idea for this, right?
Yeah. So at first it wasn't, to be honest, it wasn't at all about like well-being or being more productive. It was more something like I wanted to do something. I saw that Unreal Engine also supports mobile and Android, and I wanted to just experiment with that. And then I I was like a fan of tinkering around with Android custom runs. Like how is it called? Like the cyanogen. I'm not sure.
Cyanogen mod. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Yeah. And then I thought, what could I do? Like what would make like me using my phone, what would make me happier, basically. And I used, like several launchers. Like I also was a fan of Nova launcher, and I like that you can like customize it, but I didn't like the app drawer itself. Like you swipe up and then there are so many apps, and I just wanted to have something like easier or
more
faster.
Organized.
More organized. And because like after the Galaxy S, I got the used Galaxy Note 3 from my brother, and it's like like at that time it
We're
was
getting a little more modern. Yeah.
it was a huge phone, and
Oh yeah.
like nowadays I think like every phone is that big, but
I know you hold anything up
Yeah.
to like a Note 3 now, and you're like, the Note 3 is like an iPhone Mini. Like it might as well be like
Exactly.
This is so small. This is like
But-
5.3 inches or something. Like
Yeah.
how innocent we were to call these phablets.
yeah, like and like it was way too huge for me and for my hand, and now I wanted to have something like I still wanted to use my phone with one hand.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, that was basically the inspiration, like or the first problem I wanted to solve. With
It's
that way.
interesting how that, like, without really, because I mean, okay, like I'm relying on decade old memories, but I remember trying Niagara relatively close to its launch, like at least when it sort of kind of blew up and became very popular, and certainly was being written about by every Android blog at the time. You know, it's that core idea is still there, right? Like I feel like the and you correct me if I'm wrong, but the overall like default way you kind of interact with Niagara is still there. It's never really changed. And you know, similar to us talking about the way that like the demand for minimalism has grown over time, that's also true of like, you know, we're saying like the Note 3 was big at the time but is small today. The phone I'm using right now is a Razer Plus, and like I truly I liked this phone a lot more once because I find Motorola's software at the moment very stale, and the second I put Niagara on there and started customizing it, and I talked about this on an episode a few weeks ago. It really like lightened up the experience and made it feel fresh again, and fit really well on like a flip phone experience where again the screen is so tall that it can be really annoying to have to hit anything in like the top third of the screen. And I have fairly large hands with fairly large or long fingers, and like it doesn't matter. It's still a 6.9 inch like 21 by 9 screen. It's tall. It's awkward to hold, and Niagara is an experience that sort of fixes that.
Wow, that's so cool to hear. Yeah, because like the way we try to do it is like for every, like depending on the height of your phone, we try to calculate basically like it's similar to like Samsung does the same nowadays. Like they do it for One UI, they call it I think like interaction area, and
it's everything's pushed down.
And like it's the same idea like here like we have an invisible line basically. So we have an invisible line, and it's not a good idea to show stuff on a podcast. I remember now.
No, you're fine. You're fine. The video will be on YouTube. The video will be on YouTube. So anybody listening, go check out the video on YouTube.
Awesome, because like look at that pixel arrow. By the way,
man, what happened?
I don't know. Like it was like just last week. I don't have like I'm a huge Pixel fan because I like the clean UI, but I always have problems.
Well, that's the Pixel. People are going to be mad at me for saying that. That's the love it or hate it relationship. I think the most diehard Pixel fans are also kind of its biggest haters, like in a way. Like it's a weird relationship Pixel fans. And I would include myself in that group have with the thing they're a fan of.
But I don't have I have a 2-year warranty, so it's covered. That's good. Like as long as the Pixel doesn't take longer than 2 years.
Well, yeah, that's the key. But I didn't know that you have a secret dividing line. That's really cool. That it's just like tracing where like it's smarter than I thought it was.
Like for example, we used it it's the line here. Like if you scroll, it's basically the same line, and also if you open a dialog, like a sheet, the dialog only extends to that line by default. For example, that you can interact.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, I see. Like even on, and it is like genuinely, it's actually maybe even more than a third of this Razer screen, but it is like
Oh
it's
yeah,
very
yeah, it's
tall when you
bigger
get the pop
on
up.
yours. Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so we've kind of established what Niagara is. As I said, it's your 10-year anniversary. You guys had a big announcement a couple months ago, and I'm sure there's more to come. Tell me a little bit about your plans for the 10-year anniversary of Niagara.
yeah, that's a great question. So, like we like a few months ago, we released the we call it theme studio update or studio update.
Yeah.
We because I think like in general, like launchers, the launcher landscape is it's like people like they have like they can create so like amazing setups and customize it like in a really cool way, but often it's hard to set that up. And our goal is with Niagara Launcher to create like to basically like create everything with one tap. And that's why we introduced themes a while ago. And now we want to like open that up to like everyone, and so that everyone can create their own themes, like with wallpapers, icon packs, and clock styles, and so on. And we like I wish there would also be a like I wish we could already like integrate that theme sharing aspect directly into the app. Right now you have to share like a file to someone because like that feature didn't make it in time, like a theme sharing server, so to say.
Yeah. That's a cool idea though. Like I love the idea of having like being able to like share themes with my Android friends, like being able to be like, you should put this on your phone. Like I made it, or like I helped make it. Like you should, I think it looks cool. It'll look cool on your phone.
Like at some point we had the idea, but I'm not sure how if it's feasible to add like some kind of code into the wallpaper of the theme directly. So like a hidden QR code or something.
Interesting.
Like something like the Gemini watermarking system or something like like it would be so cool if you just could take a picture of another phone and then you get their
and then
theme.
you get the theme. It just like downloads to your phone. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh man, you don't give up on that. I like that idea.
But like other than that, we want to focus more like on like really polishing the app and the launcher, like because after 10 years of development, like there are some features like there's a bit of a like feature creep, and even like for more minimalist apps because like I hate that when that happens. Like I hate tools. For example,
it's a tough line, right? Like it's a tough line to walk between keeping the app actively developed, right, and like adding new features that fans want to use so that they are not getting tired of the launcher and seeking out something novel again, right? But at the same time, understanding that a lot of those people come to the app for minimalism, and if you put too much in, then it's not the app they want. So that is a tricky line to walk.
Yeah, and also I often think about this term like minimalism, and because like the goal of Niagara Launcher never was to be minimalist. To be honest,
right?
It was more like because for me minimalism is to like have a very reduced experience, like and like the main goal is to try, like for us it's to try to keep it simple.
Yes.
Like removing some like there are some tiny design decisions, like for example I can give you an example if you want. I'm not sure.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I'm getting a bit off path here.
No. That's the pitch of the show.
but for example, like tiny detail. If you open any app, like for example, if you go to your all apps list, like scroll with our alphabet wave, and you open an app,
Yes.
and go back to the home screen. If you do that immediately, the app store or app list in our case stays open.
Yeah.
And that is like for example in Nova Launcher, that is like there's a trick, a switch that you can turn that on or off, like that behavior. Like if you return, like where do you return? And I always found that a bit like why do you have to turn it on or off? So
why can't it be intelligent about what it's doing? Right.
In our case, like it depends on how long you wait. Like if you wait a couple of seconds more, you will go back to the home screen, and you will only stay at the app list if you immediately return. Like for that use case, like you mistapped or something like that, and then you go back. And like this little decision basically saves one setting switch in our setting screen hopefully to make the life a bit easier.
That's genuinely fascinating, because I know for a fact I've used Niagara enough to have opened apps accidentally and immediately returned back to the app drawer. And I don't think I have ever noticed that it is doing it. It is paying attention to how long I've been in the app. But I did just do it now. I opened Photos, went back. It immediately took me back to the app drawer, opened Photos again, selected a photo, like looked at it for like a second, swiped back, and it went to the home screen. Like 100. I truly have never noticed that. I'm sorry to say that, but like in some ways, you know, and it's actually how I like to describe like video editing, right? Like the best, maybe not the best, but certainly like well-edited movies are movies where you don't think about the editing. You're not noticing the editing. It's going, I don't want to say over your head, but it's the classic like red letter media, like you didn't notice it, but your brain did type of thing. Like that's how I feel with Niagara. Like I didn't notice that, but my brain probably did, and thought to itself, this is much less conflict when I'm using it than with other launchers. That's why I like Niagara, right? Like it's very interesting to have those features that like people might not notice, but it is what keeps them in the app even if they don't realize it.
Yeah, and this is basically like our goal, that you don't have to think that much, or like everything is taken care of basically.
Yeah,
and
you don't have to futz with settings to have like a good modern experience that is still intelligent.
Yeah, so like for internally, I will say we optimize on simplicity.
Yeah.
But like everyone calls Niagara launcher like a minimalist launcher.
Minimalist.
So yeah, like
it is different.
I embrace it.
No, and there's nothing wrong with embracing it. And I do think when people call it, including me, minimalist, they mean it in a good way. But there is a distinction between minimalist and simplistic, and neither are bad, and it's just a different way. But you can kind of get to the same area, but while following both tracks. You know what I mean? It's a fork in the road that leads back to the same location of Niagara. That's really ingenious. That's a really smart strategy. And to be honest with you, it's like, you know, I was a long time Nova launcher user back in the heyday of Nova, kind of probably around the time you're starting to build Niagara, that mid 2010s timeline.
Me too.
Right. And it was what brought me there, right, was sort of all of was just pages and pages of settings, right? Like it was like you'd open the Nova settings menu and it's like 10 lists or 10 items, and every item has 100 more items hidden behind various submenus. And that's fun for a little bit. And it's fun. And Peter, I think you and I are like roughly the same age. So we are also both probably kind of like, we have that time to be like, I want to tweak every setting on my phone because I'm young and I have that amount of time. But as you get older, like I don't want to speak for you, but I know, for me, it's like part of why I stopped using launchers like Nova was because it was like, man, I just want this thing to work. I have to use it for my job. I have to use it to communicate with my partner or my parents who I no longer live with back, unlike back when I was in high school or college. I don't want this to break or to forget how to use it, like, which is certainly why I stopped doing, custom ROMs or anything. And so it's just, it is fascinating for like the mid 2020s, approach to be like radically different from what was popular a decade ago when Niagara started.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, because you talked about Nova, I really like I think like Nova Launcher like has that. It's a good app, right? Like it serves a different kind of user base, I think.
Absolutely.
And I think like for like Smart Launcher, by the way, it's like I think that's like Smart Launcher. It's a really good like middle ground. I think like if you're something in between, like want to tinker a lot, but don't want to have it as like minimalist or as Niagara. That's also. I really like their design language and thoughts about design.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's a good transition point to something I wanted to talk about, which is, I feel like Google and Android have always had kind of like a strange relationship with launcher developers in particular. What is it like developing a launcher in 2026 or keeping a launcher actively developed in 2026?
Like it's a very interesting problem because like usually like basically every other app is either iOS only or cross-platform, but there are like rarely any Android only apps,
right?
And like I think it comes with its own opportunities and challenges, but like about Google, like it's like because we are a very small company and like major force like with browsers, for example, I think there's or search engines, DuckDuckGo or Firefox with browsers, like they have they have more influence, for example, than
they have more reach.
The launcher lobby, so to say, it's because there are not that many launchers out there. Like the most installed third-party launcher is probably it is probably Microsoft Launcher, but I don't think like they have a completely different use case. I think this is more like a B2B product for their but yeah, so this is a bit difficult to get in contact with Google. We are really fortunate that we are we got partnered with we are partner of Google Play, so we have a person we can reach out to, and she's also really nice and helpful, and that's really good for. This is more because Google is such a big company, right? There's Google Play,
right?
But there's also, of course, the Android open source project, and it's really difficult. We try to because I think one issue is that they don't really I think the Android team doesn't really test for third-party launchers. They develop for the pre-installed launchers, and hopefully it also works for the third-party ones.
Right.
And this can be a little of a burden because we submitted many issues on the tracker, and it's hard to get noticed there. And also, like, what's really cool, I think, is the like that like all the other launchers developers, I think they think like we don't think like as competitors of each other.
Right.
We even have like an internal like Discord server where we talk about like issues like, does it also happen on like, for example,
Interesting.
smart launcher or minimalist launcher or something like that. And like we try to help each other. And because like for us, the main competitor like is the default home screen. This is one most people use.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not fighting against, because if somebody is searching the Play Store for launchers, they are they're probably going to try more than one. You know what I mean? If you're already there, you're the I mean this lovingly. You're the sicko who's going to download like 6 launchers and be like, all right, which one do I like? Yeah.
I have to show you like my list of launchers. Like if I like this is
okay. I truly please, if you go listen, go watch the video. If you are just listening to this, you need to see the list of that was more than a dozen. That must have been more than a dozen launchers.
Yeah, like I was at a Google event last year, and like that one guy that worked for Google, like he was shocked, like he didn't even know that was possible to install.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. That's crazy. Well, okay, so maybe not even so much the Google part, but the Android development aspect of it. If there was one thing you could change about how like third-party launchers interact with Android as it exists today, what would you change? Like any of those issues or any headaches you've run into, like what is a thing that you wish acted differently that would kind of make your life easier?
Like in general, I think like it would be like feature parity with the default home screen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because like there are many things the default home screen can do because it's a system app, and we cannot do that. Like for example, one thing like I think that's very like so random is that launchers don't have access to, or third-party launchers don't have access to the wallpaper in the background. Okay.
I don't know if I knew that. Interesting.
Because like only if you set the wallpaper like through the app itself.
Yeah.
But like by default, like no one launcher has access. And so, for example, we cannot apply a blur effect or something like that, because for that you need to have the original source. We only render like our UI above the wallpaper.
Right. It's on top of everything. Right. Yeah. Interesting.
And we like, because like we work with themes and like the wallpaper is a big part of a theme, we like have to do some workarounds for that issue. And there are some cases like when we cannot show you the wallpaper, and they are so random. And I think like users like of course, like who knows that? And then,
they're not going to understand why it's acting this way, even though there is an explanation.
Yeah, and there's some really like random issues, and like many people report system issues to us. Yeah. But yeah, all we can say is like, yes, sorry, and then they say like something like, yeah, but it doesn't happen like on the pre-installed launcher, and then we write like, yeah, it's. I know it's very frustrating.
No, that's totally understandable. I think from a developer's perspective to be like, it is annoying to me to have to answer questions that are entirely out of your control, your control in this case, right? Like it's, how are you supposed to tell every user individually, like, yes, I know you want it to work this way, I want it to work this way too, but that's not how the permissions on Android are like function, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, moving a little bit off development, and we will have to, I will basically just ask you to say what you can say about this. But the other big thing you guys have going on this year is this partnership with Clicks for the Clicks Communicator. You guys, we're talking about first party versus third party launchers. You guys are kind of a first party launcher now with Clicks. You guys are that experience. So that's very exciting. So anything you want to talk about that? And I will say, Michael Fisher, past and future guest, friend of the show, and maybe listening to this. I know he listens sometimes. So.
Yeah, shout outs to Michael, because he was the guy that connected us.
Interesting. That doesn't surprise me at all. Michael being a Niagara fan is the least surprising thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was I was traveling, and he randomly wrote us on Instagram, and he just wrote us he's working on a project with a few cool guys, and wanted to chat about it. And like I said, cool.
What can future Clicks Communicators owners expect? What can you tell them that they can expect? Because obviously the pre-order phase is still kind of ongoing. In fact, this week as we're recording this will be out Monday the 6th, but this is being recorded on July 1st, and we just had our first kind of video look at the communicator, which is kind of the first look at Niagara on the communicator as well.
Yeah, fun fact, actually, today, the doorbell rang, and we got our hands on the first prototype, working prototype as well.
I'm so jealous. I held the dummy units at CES, but I have not obviously used a working unit. And I thought the dummy unit felt great in my hand. I think it's the exact kind of gadget that is up my alley. That is, it's, and not even so much it's interesting, right? Because I have actually very little nostalgia for, and you were probably in the same boat, for physical mobile keyboards, right? If your first phone was the Galaxy S, right? My first smartphone was the HTC Thunderbolt, which was Verizon's take on the Evo 4G, that series of HTC devices. And what was it in Europe? Was that the Inspire? Maybe, I don't remember. So my mom had a BlackBerry when I was a kid, but I didn't have that. So it's so interesting for me to still be interested in the communicator, even though it has such little to do with the keyboard and more to do with the fact that phones have gotten so stale, and and gadgets kind of don't exist anymore, right? The gadget market is so dry for something that isn't just a smartphone or a wearable, that to see something being I don't know, we're gonna put it out there for the people who want it, and hopefully people want it because we want it, is fun. It feels like those early smartphone days again.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect description, because it's such a interesting niche between fun and also having a smartphone. I think of the Clicks Communicator as your secondary, your companion. And so you basically have two phones, and you can for example, one for work and one for your free time. And I also consider that a great productivity or well-being feature. Just by having a phone, for example, and it's and I think scrolling doom scrolling on the communicator will not be fun. On that screen, watching shorts or something like that.
I'm gonna watch Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey on it, which was, I think, the way Christopher Nolan meant for it to be seen. But no, I agree with you that it is interesting. Of there are a lot of ways that a little bit of friction can be a good thing, or can kind of work in a device's favor. I have truly, and this is joking about watching movies on an iPod-sized device. I have thought about buying modded, retrofitted iPod Classics with that people mod SSDs into them for ages, despite the fact that I no longer have a local library of music. I have been a Spotify user since before Spotify was like legally in the US. I used a VPN to sign up for Spotify in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I signed up for Spotify before they were here. And then I jumped to Rdio for a bit, which was purchased by Pandora, I think. I don't remember which one purchased Rdio, and then Google Play Music, and then when that became YouTube Music, back to Spotify, and now currently I'm on Apple Music. But there's not really a great choice between all of them. They all have their issues, and so in the same way, it's like with the Clicks Communicator. It's like, well, when I think about what I use my phone for, it's like it's communicating first and foremost. So great job there, and then it's like the doom scrolling thing I am trying very hard to not do, and I'm getting better at it. And so a device like this would be great for it. And then otherwise it's mostly just like reading articles online or stuff like that. And like that screenshot should be fine for that, even if it's displaying. I can only read a line of text at a time, so I'll have to scroll more, but that's fine. It's just interesting how that form factor can be both, friction. It can cause friction, but also that can be good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's I think it's such like, I don't know how to would describe it in one sentence, like that, like two different like how you said it, basically like having something like first like making your life more like less distracting or but also like more fun at the same time. And I think like Niagara launcher, like this is our goal as well. This is the exact same goal. So basically to be more happy with your phone, whatever that means. And yeah, that's because that's also why I was so excited. Like after the call, I had a call with Jeff from Clicks, and he pitched me everything and told me about the past project with the keyboard and now the dedicated phone. And yeah, like it's so excited because for one, like you said, we are now the default launcher and get the opportunity to like integrate more deeply into the system. And also second, because I think we are really aligned. And that's awesome. So cool. And but about the demo you mentioned, the demo that was posted yesterday, I think that demo that just that shows you basically the Niagara launcher you can download today anywhere. And but behind the scenes we are working on a more customized version.
There we go. That's a tease.
Yeah, it's it won't be something completely different. Like it will still be Niagara launcher.
It makes sense to kind of think about how to take the existing thing and just fork it slightly. But not only because you are the default launcher now and you have a little bit more room to, be a system level app, right? But also just in terms of I mean, look, we were talking about it earlier, right? Like Niagara in part, in large part was designed for large screens to make large screens more manageable. And the communicator really that's not what that is. And so it is interesting to see it kind of
true.
You have this opportunity to sort of be like, okay, what else is Niagara good at? And how can it, specifically help the communicator be like a better device?
Yeah. And yeah, especially also that communicating thing is also very really interesting for us because that's I think the main reason why people own phones to communicate,
to talk. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And and we also have some many of our users the way how our notifications are integrated into Niagara launcher. And
another great feature, by the way. I'm a big fan of that one. It has genuinely saved me from missing notifications before.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think there's a great opportunity to optimize that experience, like for the keyboard, like keyboard shortcuts and stuff like that, and also to even more integrate notifications into the launcher. That you basically, that Niagara launcher, like the home screen should, like for our dream for the Clicks Communicator is that the home screen basically is the list where you find your apps and all your notifications, like the status bar and home screen baked into one screen.
Right. Right. Yeah. Which is, I don't know. It just makes the whole thing feel, to me, it feels cleaner. And then also it just feels a little bit more like modern, or at least like something different in a way that like, Android has gone through its changes over the last decade. But really, I mean, if you go back to, oh God, what was 2016? Was that Android Marshmallow? No.
It was like, I think like it was,
right? Marshmallow like or Nougat maybe? Or it might be Nougat. It might be Nougat is 2016.
Oh, 26. Okay. Yeah.
But it's not that different. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at a screenshot of Nougat and compare it to like your Pixel today, aside from Material U/Material 3 Expressive, like the status bar is the same, the app drawer is the same. A lot of this stuff is unchanged. And so I can see why you look at this, Clicks as an opportunity to be like, let's do some stuff. Like, let's think about how phones work, especially a phone like this that is made to not just act as a second device, but as a communicator first and foremost.
Mm-hmm. And here's another fun fact, because you're mentioning Android Nougat, because I think the Galaxy Note 3 had, I think I had like Android 5 on it and developed.
Right.
I started development with that device on Android 5, and Android Nougat introduced like the notification, like inline replies, and I found that so cool. But I couldn't use them because I didn't have Android Nougat, and but I saw that I think there was like a feature for Android Car or Android Auto. And Android Auto had notification replies earlier. Like in your car, you could, like, there were some auto replies already available in Android. Or was it 6? I don't know if it was 5.
It was around that time. Yeah.
But yeah. And so there was like a hacky workaround you could do, because like we also have access, like for the notification, there are different types of content you get for each notification, and you also get an Android Auto version of each notification. Okay. And that already has the auto reply feature built in. So if we could use that Android Auto API to backport that notification instant reply feature to Android 5 and 6, or at least to Android 6.
That's so cool. That's really cool. Like genuinely, that's like what a. I don't know. That's sort of the fun, and maybe that's a little bit what is missing about Android these days. Android development maybe is that like there used to be so many fun little like, oh yeah, like a developer looked at the APK for this and realized they could do, or the SDK for this and realized they could do whatever with it, right? It's these days, and look, their phones are more secure for it, right? Locking down some of these workarounds or making sure that specific APIs only work for the feature that they're designed for, the use case they're designed for. But man, there was something so fun about the wild west of Android app development. Okay, one more question before we get you out of here. I wanted to just briefly talk about generative AI, I guess, because we talked a little bit about themes. And it is interesting that you guys have developed, starting last year and then even more so with the theme generator this year, leaned heavily into like, we have a theme maker that allows you to go into settings and you can pick these different elements and put them together. And then you have your theme and you can swap between them and so on. And at the same time, like Google has finally leaned into alternate app icons on the Pixel with exclusively AI generated app icons that you can only control so much of, right? And it's very specific themes, none of which I particularly care for, but obviously that is to taste. And then you have to just kind of regenerate them and hope that they look good, right? And it is a completely different way of kind of ending up at the exact same place, which is a uniquely customized device. There's not a question there, so let me try to tag one on. How do you see the difference between sort of like the standard way, the way Niagara does it now, of like, you are going to go through this flow and pick the things you want and like customize it with the colors and the fonts and the app icons that you want, versus like, we've got a 3-click process. Whether or not you like it at the end doesn't really matter. It's a 3-click process, and you'll get. Have you thought about, like, is there an upside to that approach? Like, have you guys talked about like building that sort of workflow into Niagara, or having it as like an alternate approach to this more personalized thing, or do you guys like the fact that anybody going into Niagara's settings to build their theme is doing so manually in a way that they feel good about?
So
that is to their taste, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. So are you talking about like mostly about like doing themes manually versus having them like having presets, or are you like more talking about the
No, I have no issue. Yeah, not so much presets as much as just like, if somebody wants to build a theme on Niagara today, like, have you thought about, like, has it been discussed within your team of like, oh, well, maybe we should lean into like Gen AI to make this easier on the user? Or do you think the process is part of the draw into the app?
So, yeah, because like our goal is to make the app quite simple.
Right.
Like like generative AI from a user's perspective is quite simple. That is really good. Like I think like right now the quality, it's more like the quality aspect, because we actually we also experimented with like AI wallpapers a while ago. Like we did it ourselves, like from like in Midjourney, but we actually like switched to artist-made wallpapers, like wallpapers like that one is also
yes.
I think
that was a big push back in the fall when you guys first announced those packs. You had those designed wallpapers specifically for Niagara.
Yeah, and so currently because like I think like that wallpapers like that, they have kind of more soul to it. I'm sure like AI will develop and stuff like that. And so right now we try to make it easy for the user to give presets and to also give them access to our huge collection. In our case, like Discord server, we have a big Discord server. They can download themes from like everyone basically. And this is currently our approach, to have something very simple, but also like with high quality. Basically.
I love it. I also and I should have called this out earlier, is that those wallpapers are many, are exceptional, right? And like I really appreciate, and I hadn't even thought about this, and I'm not even necessarily trying to and I'll censor this later, to shit talk Gen AI, but the wallpapers that you guys have are so often like, when I say made for Niagara, I don't even just mean that they're exclusive to the app or whatever, but they are also made to like warp in a way that specifically highlights parts of, right? Like you have your A through Z alphabet over here or whatever, and you have right? Like it is designed to warp and wrap around those pieces of the launcher that I just like. A generated AI wallpaper could probably not do as well as a specific created one. So,
like if we would have like more free time, I would love to like just play around with the ideas of wallpapers more. I know it's silly, but I think it would be so cool to have some kind of like dynamic wallpapers that interact with your environment. For example, like there could be like a wallpaper that changes like a tiny bit every day. Like for example, we have a polar bear wallpaper, and maybe the polar bear could visit like a new location each day, or has a little
I love
Christmas
that.
on Christmas, or like it could be full moon if it's full moon in the real world, or like some.
I love it.
That would be cool.
Well,
like
we've seen, Apple, not to bring up Apple on an Android podcast, but Apple TV has a Snoopy screensaver that automatically adjusts to the to context, right? So if it's raining, it'll rain. When it's Christmas, he'll have like a Santa hat or something, like 100% the exact same. So
I didn't know
take
that.
a book out of Apple's playbook. Oh yeah, I think you should lean into it because I like the idea. Peter, I lied. I do have one more question, but I promise it's an easy one.
It's all good.
The name Niagara, is it from Niagara Falls?
It is. Like it is.
Okay.
But it's so weird because like at first like the app, like I called it Wave Launcher, but
I don't know if I knew that.
I'm not sure if I told them anyone in public.
Yeah.
But it was like the internal project name was Wave Launcher because of the alphabet wave, but I think it sounded a bit bland. And then it was I can still remember what day it was, because like it was the day I had my first exam at university. And I don't know. I sat there like tried to like it was like an hour before the exam, and I tried to study, but for some random reason it hit me like Niagara Launcher, like that would be a fun name.
Well, I love it. I live and grew up, although different directions, but I currently live 30 minutes from Niagara Falls. And in fact, my county growing up was Niagara County. So I've always had a soft spot for the name. Have you been to the Falls? Have you and the team been to the Falls?
Last year, like it was like
I missed my opportunity. I was gonna say, all right, if you guys are ever back at the Falls, I'm happy to meet up with you.
It was the first time, and it was like in December, like during the Clicks video shoot. Like I was there in Waterloo, because they
right, of course, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
of course.
And, met the whole team, and then I also had the chance to visit the beautiful Niagara Falls there. And
it's cold. Yeah. It's cold. It's a cold time to visit. That's awesome though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, truly. If you guys ever make it back, but I'm glad you've seen the Falls, because I a year ago on at the end of the summer last year, we had and he was on the show to talk about it actually, but Joe Maring of Android Authority is one of my best friends. He came and visited. He lives in Michigan. And it was the first time I've been to the Falls, because when you grow up with it in your backyard, after a while, you're like, yeah, I've seen it. It was every other school field trip was to Niagara Falls. So it was the first time in like 15 years I'd gone back to the Falls and done like the Maid of the Mist and everything. And I was like, no, this thing is actually way better than I remember. It's awesome. I should go here way more. Why don't I go here more? It's in my backyard.
Yeah.
So I'm very...
In winter, it's so cool. Like that. Like everything is frozen there, and because of the mist of the water, in winter there are not too many people. I think it was very like.
It was a frigid winter we had last year too. So it was cold.
Actually, I didn't know that it's getting that cold. I just quickly looked at the weather forecast, and I didn't look it very closely. I only packed I think one pullover and one
not enough.
one jacket. It was not the best winter coat. It was quite something. Well,
I'm glad you've been. If you ever make the trek back, hit me up. Let me know. I'll meet you. I'll meet up with your team. take you guys to dinner. I live in Buffalo proper, so I'm happy to treat you to chicken wings if you are not a vegetarian. If you are a vegetarian, I will figure something else out.
Chicken wings is good.
There we go. I will treat you to chicken wings. Awesome, Peter. This has been great. Thank you so much for coming on. Other than looking up Niagara on the Play Store, if you have not already, which you should, and you should download it and set it as your default launcher, where can people find you on the internet? Nobody has a good answer for this anymore. This is episode like 37 or 38, something like that. I ask this to everybody, and everybody goes, hey, well, I used to just say Twitter, but now I don't post anymore anywhere. I have accounts on 7 different websites and I don't use any of them. That's me too. That's also me. So
yeah, I don't know. Just
find Niagara. Follow Niagara.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And of
Peter,
course, subscribe to the podcast.
Thank you. Peter, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Will. It was great time. Thank you.
That'll do it for this week's Sideload. Thank you again to Peter for joining me. If you have somehow listened to this entire episode and have never tried out Niagara Launcher, go give it a spin. I really think you will, at the very least, find it to be a breath of fresh air on Android. The best place to reach me is will@9to5mac.com. Feedback is always welcome, as are guest suggestions. As always, you can find, rate, and review us on the podcast platform of your choice and share the show with a friend if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to 9 to 5 Google on YouTube, where you can find full video versions of every episode of the Sideload, plus all of the excellent work, as always, being done by Damien and Jordan. And if you have not, go check out 9 to 5 Google's other podcast, Pixelated, where Damien, Abner, and myself chat about this week's news through a Google and pixel-friendly lens. That brings us to today's announcement, which is the launch of 9 to 5 Google Pro. This has been a long time coming, and it's a project I'm really, truly excited about. 9 to 5 remains one of the few independent publications left on the internet these days. Certainly within tech, where it seems like every other site is, sold off again and again, countless times. With 9 to 5 Google, the names on the site that you see every day are the people who are making decisions about the site and trying to guide it into a place where it can continue to cover Google and Android and all of the other tech platforms you enjoy this year and long into the future. If you have the means, go check out Abner's blog post on the site. I will make sure to link it in the show notes, but it's $5 a month. It gets you access to a whole bunch of perks to start, including bonus episodes of Pixelated, and there's more to come on that front, including with the Sideload. That's it for this week. We will be back in another 2 weeks with another guest in another episode. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.